An all-new episode of The Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
Tuesday at noon.
Available wherever you stream.
Let's get right into this. We are talking to the one and only Don Mancuso. The debut album by Lips Turn Blue, also called Lips Turn Blue, comes out May 4th. The current single, Just Push, out today, March 23rd, and as we say here in Montreal, bonjour, sir. How are you?
Oh, doing well. How about yourself?
Good. So let's talk about this because the band includes singer Phil Naro, and as some may know, he passed away last year. Talk to me about this project and working with Phil, and what does it mean to finally get the album out?
Oh, it was huge. It was a pretty big undertaking. It was recorded during the pandemic,
right?
Yeah, like everybody else was doing from their studios and kind of coming together on Zoom, writing the songs, and we were trying to get as much done as possible. We ended up reaching back into some of our archives of songs that Phil and I had done previously, right, with Lou Gramm. And because he got to a point where he, from the treatments and his health just was going down so fast near the end. It was sad, but the happy thing is finally we're going to get it out with a lot of help from a lot of people. Luckily, his two sons up in Toronto who inherited his estate and all the control over it. They were pretty devastated by the whole thing, and doing the traditional, we don't know if we want it to come out, or we don't know what we want to do. They were confused for about 6-8 months, and they finally came around, and they're releasing that as well as the new Talus record. So that's
a lot of Phil coming our way.
2 big Phil resurrections coming at us within the next month or so. I think they released their single on the 18th. So
wow, which is great. Well, it's great to hear that's all coming out. And Phil, in 2013, my wife lost her father to prostate cancer, and I said, listen, I'm going to put together a tribute to raise money for the palliative care home, and he was right there. He donated 2 songs right away, and so when I found out he passed away from cancer, I thought, wow, life's a bitch sometimes because,
we got a song on there that depicts it all. It's called Life's Crazy Ride.
Yeah, and it was just so sad that he contributed to a cancer charity project.
Oh, yeah.
And then it caught up to him, and it's just like, that ain't right.
Yeah, no, it's not. We all live in fear of that, but you got to keep pushing and contribute to those things, and maybe someday they'll get enough money where they can get the cure out there.
Yeah, let's hope. Now I've been an avid collector of everything Lou Gramm, so I own the Black Sheep records, I own the DDRIVE stuff, I own the Lou Gramm band, even it sounds dismissive. I own the Christian rock stuff that he's done. I love it all.
I wrote a lot of that stuff.
You wrote a lot of that stuff, and you're all over that. So first of all, let me start with this. The new band here is essentially DDRIVE with a new name. Why the switch of focus?
Basically, because the record company looked out into the world, because they are a world entity. We're no longer like a local, regional U.S. band, and they saw that there was another DDRIVE that's been trying to buy the rights to, DDRIVE.com from me. And they have a girl in the band named Yuki, who's an incredible shredder guitar player, beautiful girl. And they're basically a prog rock band, kind of fusion, metal by nature. And they've got a huge following now. They've been around almost as long, I think, as DDRIVE was. Right. And they had to just change their phonetics to D, hyphen drive instead of DDRIVE, because we own the name. So recommended from the record company on down to the management. It's like, nope, don't want to compete with gorgeous girls that are incredible musicians and have 1,000 fans watching them on YouTube.
That's funny. That's funny. Let me ask you this. You've worked with Phil Naro, of course, and you've worked with Lou Gramm, two of the most incredible pure rock singers you'll have out there. Just quickly give me a sort of a compare and contrast, not in the negative sense, but just sort of talk to me about what each brings to a song and what each brings to a project, because both of them are just phenomenal.
Yeah. No, they are basically equal in what they do melodically and what they contribute to a song. The energy level that they can produce is pretty much comparable. They're both just amazing. Lou's by nature more of a blues and R&B singer, and Phil kind of he's a few years behind us. You know, he was, first time I saw him, he was doing a cover of a Black Sheep song at a bar in Rochester. I had to go just to see it. I couldn't believe it, and he sang it great. But he's different approach. He doesn't do really like, you know, super R&B soulful stuff. He's capable of doing it, but it's not in his wheelhouse. So they're both amazing though. They are the hook generators to me. And in my career I've worked with a lot of great singers. Yeah. I still continue to, but those two,
great cats. Great, just great. And you also worked with another guy, Bruce Turgon, and he's, to me, he's sort of like the sound behind Lou Gramm, because he wrote a bunch of stuff, he played on a bunch of stuff. I don't think he gets recognized enough for what he does.
No, probably not in the public eye, really. But you know, that's nature of the beast. That happens. Right. When you're the singer, you get all the attention.
Do you still work and talk with Bruce?
No, I haven't, not in years. I mean, I still chat with him here and there when I run into him, and you know.
But it wasn't a falling out or of any kind.
No.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
He basically, in Lou's Gramm, he had to, you know, kind of take control over his solo thing when he was doing the first, second, and what inevitably grew into the third. But it was Shadow King.
Right. Yeah, Shadow King is great. In terms of Lips Turn Blue, obviously Phil is not there. Do we just put out the album and then sort of let it go, or do we find a singer to come in and do the songs? What do we do?
We were blessed. We started searching out singers. You know, I mean, and there's great singers all over the planet. Mm-hmm. Go on YouTube and find them, but we couldn't find. We wanted to find one that was fairly local, and we got lucky. We found a kid here that's 25 years old, ultra talented, range that is basically equates to be Phil's range. He doesn't sing, you know, copy Phil or whatever. He has his own style, but he can pull Phil off, which was amazing to me. You know, it's not an easy task. I never thought we'd find someone, let alone in the same city. His name's Iggy Marino.
Wow.
He plays saxophone, like really great sax player, guitar, keyboards. He's a graduate of Nazareth Academy of Music, and, you know, full-time musician and great guy. I mean, if Phil was here to see it, he would be going, holy shit, man. I can't believe you did it. You came really close. It'll never be me, but, you know, you're going to go out and you're going to make these songs happen and sound as good as they can live.
See, now what's perfect about that, since he's a sax player, you can cover Urgent during the shows. It's perfect.
Right, you could do that. We're actually doing Feels Like the First Time and Midnight Blue, because I played.
Wow. You know, I don't have the song credits in front of me, but did you play on Midnight Blue? Were you part of that band and that song in any way?
No, I did like the pre-production tracks, and then they ended up, they were having, you know, problems getting the album done.
Wow.
hitting sales. They had a few issues with the budget, so they kind of wiped my parts, and I think they put the guitar player. They had to put a guitar player who had a hit that month. The guy that did, what was it? Robert Palmer's hit that year.
Oh. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go check this out real quick.
Dancing. I mean, Bruce actually redid most of my parts or any parts that were originally on it because he was kind of overseeing it. So, but I was on the album, and I mostly did all the development and pre-production.
Let's see. Eddie Martinez is the lead guitarist on it. There you go.
That's the name of the song with the girls dancing. The girls with the black.
It says that he played on David Lee Roth's "Crazy from the Heat" album, including "California Girls" and "Just a Gigolo." There you go.
Oh, yep, that was one, and there should be a
Mick Jagger's "She's the Boss," Rum DMC's "Rock Box," King of Rock. Yeah. Robert Palmer's Heavy Nova album, including "Simply Irresistible."
Simply Irresistible.
Wow. Several Jim Steinman projects. Wow.
Yeah, that guy.
I'll have to get Eddie on the phone.
Yeah, when you get white because they want a guy like that to try to sell more records, you got to go, no problem.
Wow. That guy's got a track record. I'm going to have to track him down. So you do have a new guy, and therefore there will be shows. In terms of getting his voice to the public, do you then sort of say, okay, listen, we've got this album coming out May 4th. Let us plan for next year, May 4th, for album number 2, or let's plan for Christmas and do one, pretend it's the 1970s and get 2 albums out in the same year. How do you get his voice to the people?
Same way.
Okay.
We actually have five songs in the can that we have about half finished, and Phil worked on them as far as, me and him, or Eric Bieber, the keyboard player, working with him, and they're almost done. So we're basically gonna have the new singer singing those, and then have him co-write the other half the album with us.
Oh wow, that's great. All right, so I'm a Foreigner geek. I've been on the road with Foreigner. I've toured with them, which is actually, I love saying that. But you were in Black Sheep, so talk to me about that, because I listened to those 2 records, and you can find them if you go to eBay and Discogs. They're out there.
Yeah, they're caught
and encouraging words. There is a lot of great stuff on that, and you can tell right away. You go, well, that's Lou, but Lou Grammatico. When you were working on those, was the plan to sort of break out and be the next big band, or did you sort of just like being the band around Rochester? What was sort of the band's?
No, we were trying to break out.
Okay.
We were kind of mismanaged, and it didn't really get, so it worked out to be a great vehicle for Lou to get into a big band after.
Mm-hmm.
He followed up with everything he committed to with Black Sheep, which he did, and then he even took I think 6 months or a year off before he actually said yes to Mick to go do the demos, because he knew what the name of the game was at that point, and said, nope, unless you get marketing money, I ain't coming.
Yeah, smart man. So when you're working with Lou on those songs, I listen to the Black Sheep stuff now, 40 or 50 years after, and I go, yeah, you can hear it. But when you're working with him, do you think, well, he's just my buddy and he's a good singer? Or do you sort of sit there and go, oh, sit and look at stage and go, oh, that is not just a good singer. That is next level. Did you get that sense? Or is that an unfair question?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've always looked at him as being like, the next level, because I was a kid watching him in basements while he was playing drums in Black Sheep and being the singer, and going, man, when I get good enough, I want to do that. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm auditioning for the band, signed to first American act, signed to Chrysalis Records, then off to Capitol, do 2 records on that, tour the country with Kiss 10 years after, and notes and blah blah. You know, touring with everybody, trying to get it out there, and it's a tough game without marketing money.
It really is. And I'll ask you one more Lou question, then I'll get back to Just Push. Um, when he joins Foreigner and they get off and they start having this success, are you sitting there happy for him, going, "Damn, my buddy's doing great"? Or are you sitting there going, "Fuck, that could have been me"?
I knew what the deal was
Right.
from a year before Black Sheep broke up, because he came to me and told me, I got this guy, from Spooky Tooth that
Spooky Tooth. There you go.
wants me to come in his band, and I told him, no, got to finish here, and if it does happen, don't feel bad, because he's not going to hire you. He doesn't like you because you were on these albums with me that got it to him. So
Right.
it's no problem. I was happy for him, and by virtue of my name is attached to his in so many songs and projects over the years, my career has been elevated to a higher level, and I just feel blessed that he got to do it, and
Yeah.
to be there with him for a lot of it, about 20 years of it.
Wow, yeah. And it's got to be great in 1977 when you see Feels Like the First Time all over the radio, you go, "That's my buddy. That's my buddy." That's a good feeling.
Freaking in Times Square on the freaking billboard come up, I was like, yep, you waited for the right time.
Yeah, it feels like the first. What a great wow, what a great song. Let's get back to yours. Just Push is the new video out on March 23rd, so thus today. Yep. Sounds absolutely amazing. Tell me a little bit about that song, the writing process. Is it new? Is it been sitting in the can for 20 years? What's the story?
No, it was actually a newer idea that we kind of, when we got together over the pandemic to start writing, we just kept throwing ideas back and forth, and that one kind of stuck to the wall, and he came up with the title Just Push, and kind of like a rough version of the hook, and then looked at me and said, okay, give it a story and words, and we both worked on it for the next couple of weeks, and it evolved into that, which was really cool.
You said that Phil's sons were sort of reticent to get this out. What were those conversations like? Where you sort of like, "Hey, it's your dad's legacy. You want to push it," or why would they be reticent? I mean,
it was a long story. It was his first wife, their mother, that was kind of pushing them to telling, well, they were just feeding them bad information and saying we were just trying to make it big off of Phil and his name and his legacy, and we're it's
I see what it's one of those sort of family dysfunctional things going on.
Right. And I mean, Phil was very clear on his deathbed. He made it very clear to everybody that I want this out. This is some of my best work I've ever done in the history of anything I've done. So this has to come out. I don't care what you have to do, who you have to talk to, just get it out. And he made it clear to us too in emails and going out to dinner with him when he was going through treatments that, this stuff is amazing. If it doesn't come out, I'll feel like I left for nothing.
Right. There you go. On that, Lips Turns Blue, the band and the album, out May 4th. Anywhere where you buy it, wherever records are sold, stream it wherever you can.
Yep.
And
in Phoenix, Arizona, kind of a tribute show to him. We're going to do the whole album at the MIM. Are you familiar with that?
I do not know the MIM. What is the MIM?
It's the Musical Instrument Museum of Phoenix. Very, very nice. It's one of those, places that Joni Mitchell plays, and
Oh wow.
famous people who don't like playing out, they go there because they love the venue and the people and the place. So,
and when does that show take place?
that's April 8th. April 8th.
Now, for somebody who comes to that show, since you're playing the new album and it hasn't been released, they will obviously go, what's this? Will you be playing anything that they might be aware of, or, feels like the first time, or that was yesterday, just to say, hey, okay, listen, here's the stuff you don't know, but here's the stuff you know.
Yeah, Midnight Blue, since I was on that album and did most of the pre-production, we're going to do his hit off that. Midnight Blue, we're going to do his first hit, Feels Like the First Time. And we're also doing Wings song.
Live and Let Die?
No, Maybe I'm Amazed.
Oh, that is so good. Maybe I'm amazed at the way that you love me. That's so good. That's so good.
Our bass player sings that one, Michael Mullane.
Wow.
You're
going in heavy with these things. All right, let me just quickly ask you about that Midnight Blue album, the solo album. What was that like at that time? Because obviously we have all the great big Foreigner songs from the early 80s, and they've worked with Mutt Lange and so and so. And he decides, okay, I'm going to do this solo album. Was it a comfortable process? Was it a sort of tumultuous process where they're going, F Foreigner, I'm going to be the star? Like, how was it?
No, it wasn't really tumultuous at all. I mean, him and Mick had a falling out, and it's, and anytime there's a lot of money and stuff like that, I mean, you're gonna start having hard feelings sooner or later, and you each hire lawyers and work it out. But no, he just wanted to do his own thing and to establish himself, because he felt like at that point he had never really been able to do what he did in Black Sheep and do what he does best, as far as like not being told what the melody is and what to sing. No, don't sing it like that, sing it like this. And he wanted the artistic freedom.
Well, he got it. And I can tell you, Ready or Not, one of the greatest songs from that period.
Oh yeah.
And Midnight Blue too, quite frankly. Ready, here come Ready or Not. And then his brother Ben and Nils Lofgren. I mean, come on.
Oh God, Nils. Yeah, I love that.
What a band.
When I heard he was on the album and I got my name on it, it was like, okay, I can die now.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, oh, look at that. So yeah, we do have Eddie Martinez on there, and Don and Richard Grammatico. Who's Richard Grammatico? A brother, I guess, right?
His youngest brother.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know Ben, but I don't really remember Richard. But there you go. Don, as we say in Montreal, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. This was a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And Lips Turn Blue, everybody. Get that right away and go check the video out on YouTube. Just push. Thank you. There we go. We kept it to what's his name, Chip's time, and we sort of got everything in there. We did a good overview.
Yeah, we did. Talked about a lot of cool stuff. It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll do a more in-depth one on the Lou stuff at some point. But anyway, I liked the song. I thought the song was great. I watched the video. Sometimes you get stuff and you go, oh, what is this crap? And then I watch the song and go, nope, not crap. This is good. This is real good.
Now we've been training with the best of the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, it's an immediate sing-along song. I mean, I've got it playing in my head ever since I heard it, and it's.
Oh, wait until you hear the rest of the record.
Yeah, I gotta get that, and I'm looking at the labels credits here. They've got, let's see here, they've got Sheila E., Ron Wood, Roger McGuinn, Weather Report. Man, so many people. Oh, they have George now? They have George Thorogood on the label?
Do they? Yes, I think they do.
Oh, I'll have to reach out to Adam, his guy. Oh, there's so many bands I want to interview. If you ever talk to the label, please tell them to put me on the press release list. I want to talk to these people.
Okay, yeah, I will.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. We'll do this again soon.
You take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye now.
An all-new episode of The Mitch Lafon and Jeremy White Show.
Tuesday at noon.
Available wherever you stream.